but I'd say like Klim Kostin light. And if he keeps doing what he did, I think there's a chance for that popularity to grow. Also today, we'll look at the injuries in the NFL. I think Mike Evans, doubtful. We got questions about Scary Terry. It's not great because both those players are on the Fantasy Frenzy team who fell to MTR last night. And Duke, I've talked about this before. The reason I hate multiple leagues. Jahmyr Gibbs won me 2 games last night.
But lost us.
Helped parlays, but lost us the game against MTR. So we fall to 2-1 on the season. We've got some injury concerns right now that we're going to have to take a look at. But congrats, MTR, on the victory last night. Duke, outside of our league, how'd you do this weekend in fantasy?
Flawless.
Oh, wow.
Outside of our league, Dynasty League had a really strong performance from Jonathan Taylor. And then across the board, it was pretty much just a group effort, no standouts. But Taylor was, I think, the top performing running back, if not the top performing fantasy player of all positions this week. So that was really good. And then last night, I had Jahmyr Gibbs going up against my opponent. Jared Goff was his second quarterback. It was neck and neck, couple touchdowns by Gibbs, and then I was ahead by about a half a point. Goff completed that last reception to secure the first down that essentially won them the game. To Amon-Ra, was it? I think, right on the
I think so.
the play the run fake.
Yeah.
And I was behind and thought, damn, tough way to lose, but you know what? It was a hard-fought battle. But then the kneel down, negative yards, I win by a fraction of a point.
Keeping it spicy.
Keeping it tight. So, yeah, perfect there. Won a little bet myself on the parlay front. It was a good night. Good night. Salvaged what was a really rough Sunday for me.
I mean, it was a nice night of football. Like, after watching a Sunday nighter,
great game.
Let's get a good Lions-Ravens. And for the most part, I think it lived up to it. I mean, now I do have to face the Derrick Henry washed allegations because fumbles in 3 straight games. That didn't concern me. I was concerned when he threw his helmet off and then lost his balance and fell into the bench.
Just like slopped into the bench, looking like me coming home from the bar after.
That's an old guy move right there.
Just like, whoops, and then you just slouch over. And I said this to Kevin this morning. Those benches don't look very comfortable to like fall on like that.
What's the term? Ergonomic?
Yeah, very curved.
Good for the spine,
good for the
I'm sure.
Support.
But you have to be sitting in it quite proper, and he wasn't doing that. So, yeah, great week in the NFL. A lot of fun. We'll do it again starting on Thursday this week. I guess, the Mike Evans news, not good. 3 to 4 weeks. Man, sad news. I just heard you guys talking about it. Former NFL running back Rudy Johnson died. 45 years old. When I reacted the way I did, I don't think people maybe necessarily knew him. We've got a younger crowd in the studio today. Mm-hmm. As I get older, everyone gets younger. But man, he was a good player. So that sucks. Condolences to his family. That's a tough one. He had some really good years with the Bengals. The New York Giants, they're going to start Jackson Dart over Russell Wilson this week. An interesting thing, because you mentioned it, they get the Chargers this week. Chargers defense has been pretty solid this year. They are, susceptible to the deep shot. The Chiefs had their opportunities. Raiders had some chances. The Broncos, Bo Nix probably missed 3 or 4, which could have made that game totally different. But the next week they get the Saints. So I'm a little surprised they're not going to let Russ have the Chargers and then, assuming it doesn't go well, let Jackson Dart take over against New Orleans and Brandon Staley's defense. But that's not going to happen. Then it's a short week and they get the Eagles, I believe.
Yeah.
The short week is a tough one because in the back of my mind, I thought, okay, maybe after the Eagles you do it. Maybe you let the vets handle that. Maybe you go Jameis instead if you have to make that change if you're Brian Daboll. But he's going to throw the rookie into the fire. 2 or 3 of those games going to be quite tough. And hey, it's still the NFL. The Saints will still put up a fight. And for a rookie, it won't be easy. So all of a sudden, again, the Giants become must-watch football to see what Jackson Dart can do out there. If you're the Giants, you've just made that leap. Can you just trade Jameis Winston?
Give him to the Bengals, please.
At this point, just do it. Do it for everyone. Do it for life. I kind of want to pick up Jameis Winston in fantasy, just hoping that trade will actually happen. But yeah, it's something. The New York Giants, the Jackson Dart era starts now. And I remember football season ends, looking ahead to the draft and thinking, okay, Jackson Dart, I bet he's going to be a really good day 2 pick. And he just rose and rose and rose. And obviously the Giants taking him in the first round. Did you see that the Falcons fired their wide receiver coach, Ike Hilliard, for their offensive problems?
Yeah. I also saw Coach Brian Callahan has given up play calling duties for the Titans.
Yeah,
0-3 on a bad team.
that's crazy. I mean, I head coach. Okay, you know what? I'll take a step back. Maybe a little change of pace here. Seems like that's like a prelude to being shown the door. But firing your receivers coach for the offensive
3 games?
struggles, like we got to do something. We got to shake things up. Who's making the most of the positional coaches? Oh, Ike Hilliard. Oh, he played in the NFL for a long time. He's got money. Let's just send a message.
He won't miss the paycheck.
Yeah, he'll be okay. It seems random for that one, for sure. We'll get your text 1-833-401-1440. Playbook Vic had texted in. Needless to say, if I hadn't dropped the Vikings defense, I would have had my first NFL fantasy win ever. Should have held them as a homer pick all season long. Playbook Vic. I won my matchup against my friend who was playing their defense, 30 points, 30 some odd points. That was unbelievable. I don't think maybe in the history of it, we'd have to go back and look when we could probably find some huge points. But I don't recall a defense putting up that much points.
Staggering numbers.
Chargers picked off Nathan Peterman 5 times in the first half once, and I don't think they put up that much points. I don't think they had any pick sixes. MTR said, I knew that I sealed the deal when King Henry fumbled again. Yeah. Donovan's coming in today. He'll probably bring that up.
That guy's total cheeks.
Triple C in a truck.
3 games in a row.
Oh, it's not good. I've seen this before. It's not ideal. The hands go. That's a precursor to the legs going. Triple C in a truck says, I left 100 points on the bench, still put off the win. Not too shabby at all. EG says, if you want to hit some big bets, fade the picture from the guy who does the halftime report for TSN, Sanchez. Is he had a tough run?
Sunday Night Football, he correctly predicted a interception by Russell Wilson. He said that was his best bet was Russell Wilson anytime interception. That happened. Last night he was on the over, I believe, for Sam Laporta's yardage.
Started off good.
Yeah, but then because he did have one more catch towards the end of the game, but I think the line was 47.5 yards or something like that. I think he came up just short.
I was taking him on in one of our leagues. I don't know which one.
I was placing him last night as him and Lamar Jackson. Thankfully, Lamar got sacked a bunch, and the rushing threat wasn't there as per usual, so his point totals were pretty pedestrian.
I don't know what it was. Obviously, it was the Lions' defense was fantastic, but there was times he dropped back. He just did not look like himself. Nothing was open.
I don't know if it's the havoc that the Lions' defense was causing with what they were showing versus them what they rushed, or they're disguising things. But I agree, Connor. He looked out of sorts, I thought, all game long.
Yeah. And the pocket would break down around him, and you're kind of thinking in pass he'd be decisive and run, or someone would pop open, and it happened a few times. I think Bateman made a few big grabs, but yeah, all in all, I think the Detroit Lions, despite giving up 30 points, deserve some credit for keeping Lamar Jackson, for the most part, pretty much in place. But yeah, Mark Andrews, huge game. If people were bold enough to start him, it was a good game for fantasy. Derrick Henry, not as huge numbers, but still found the end zone. Montgomery and Gibbs, both a couple touchdowns each, along with Amon-Ra St. Brown finding the end zone. That little pitch play, maybe it's just the Detroit Lions having really good players that they can do these trick plays, but I love having Amon-Ra St. Brown come across in motion, take the ball, and then immediately just pitch it out wide. So much space. I think you and I probably could have ran that one in. Jahmyr Gibbs, world-class athlete, does it with ease, but yeah, the Lions might be back on track. MTR says, I'm out on Winston to the Bengals. I need them to keep losing, so maybe Hendrickson is available at the deadline. Also need the Giants to lose, so one of their defensive ends shakes loose. Maybe Kayvon Thibodeau. Is MTR a Chargers fan? That's what all the Chargers fans are saying, too. Go get Hendrickson. Go get Thibodeau. Thibodeau said Herbert's his favorite quarterback. Reunite them. Both former Oregon Ducks. How good has Kayvon Thibodeau been in his career? Off the top of my head, it hasn't been dynamic, has it?
He, I think, has been the kind of guy rock solid, and almost you keep waiting to kind of take that next step into total superstardom, which many, myself included, expected the Giants D line to be as a collective this year.
His second year, he had 11.5 sacks.
Pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
Right. And since he's been on the Giants, they've been terrible.
1.5 sacks, so that's through 3 games. Prorate that. It's okay. I think like I thought with Burns and then Abdul Carter, like that's kind of a centerpiece you might want to keep. Maybe the Giants
look at now
don't
as a
want
little
to.
bit of a surplus in that position group and fill some gaps elsewhere by trading him.
They got Dexter Lawrence too on that defensive line. Like
Sexy Dexy.
that's a tough line right
That's
there.
what I mean. And they have not really been very good through 3 games.
Well, the good news is they get the Chargers this week.
Chargers O-line is banged up.
And
Is Pipkin okay?
I don't know. His eye poke? How's that not illegal hands to the face? Is that legal now? Is that the precedent we want to set?
Is that what we want to show all the youngsters out there watching?
Captain Insano type moves?
You can get away with this type of thing?
Hey, Josh, if I say Captain Insano, do you know what I mean?
Pardon moi?
Captain Insano.
No idea.
Shows no mercy. Duke, do you know what I'm talking about?
That's a Sandler thing.
Yeah. The Water Boy.
Right.
I wasn't a Waterboy fan.
What's the best Sandler movie?
His
Don't say
best
Jack
comedy movie. Because
Hidden Gems.
Oh my god.
Would be your favorite?
Uncut Gems.
Oh.
We had this
It's
conversation
Hidden
on
Gems.
the KK show.
Uncut Gems.
What's Hidden Gems?
I don't know.
Hidden Gems is something.
I'm going to find out that's like something.
Righteous
I
Gemstones?
shouldn't- Yeah, I like Righteous Gemstones. Pretty good. Okay, so what's your favorite Sandler movie?
Comedy.
Yeah, I'll say Grown Ups one.
That's a good. Second one kind of got a little out of control, but the first one I thought that's a moment.
What was that face, Brandon? I can see what you're doing.
Well, the
with your
thing is,
face.
like
I run the stream.
he's got Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy,
The Longest Yard.
Rewatch
Longest
Billy
Yard.
Madison.
I love
it's
The
not as
Longest Yard.
funny.
I
Well-
do agree. And Sandler plays like the exact same character. I really like Big Daddy
Just okay.
with the Sprouse twins
Yeah.
playing the same guy.
What about Little Nicky
No.
or Mr. Deeds?
I thought
Winona
Mr. Deeds
Ryder.
was pretty good.
Yeah, there's been worse.
What was the one of the newer ones that was with Sandberg? That's my
that's
boy.
my boy. I got through the opening credits. Like, oh, no,
this movie's. This is totally off topic. I was at a friend's house a couple weekends ago, and we were like finished with the golf sim. We were just like going down to the basement to watch a movie. We'd had quite a few drinks. We were golfing, and we're like, "What are we gonna watch?" And he's like, "Oh, we started watching this. Him and his wife, like the week previous. Leo. It's like a lizard, and Adam Sandler's the voice of it." So we started watching, and no joke, it was 5 minutes in, and I said, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen. Turn this off, or I'm leaving, and see you never."
They said, "See ya."
No, we switched and watched something else. It was terrible. He's like, maybe I was drunker than I remember when I was watching this last time and thought it was good, because it was not. It was terrible. Anyway,
Well,
there's my Sandler tangent.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as far as a voice actor, he wouldn't be my top pick, but he had a great run. His run with like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and Waterboy, pretty good. Talk about like best like 2-3 year runs. I think Jim Carrey had a really good one too. Like Dumb and Dumber, The Mask. Cameron Diaz, introduction to the big screen. Maybe not necessarily true, but that's where I remember her from. Leo is a cartoon for children. Dusty.
Yeah, I know. But there are kids' movies that I can still watch and like. I go back and watch Toy Story or Tarzan, The Lion King. I still enjoy those movies as an adult. This Leo movie was brutal.
You like Tarzan?
Yeah. You kidding me? It's the best soundtrack of all time.
That's not true.
Phil Collins went ham sandwich on that.
There's like what? We know one song from that.
No,
soundtrack.
buddy. You'll Be in My Heart, Son of Man, Trash in the Camp, the intro one. I can't remember the title of it.
Intro.
It has a name. Something big, something world. Whole New World. No, that's Aladdin. Either way, no, they're all good.
Now, Pretty Woman soundtrack. There's one for you.
Are those original songs?
No,
Yeah,
but it's a soundtrack.
That's
not
different.
what we're not talking about.
I don't count. Those are in a different category.
The Bodyguard. I will remember you or whatever. Whitney Houston.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
She wrote that song.
Oh well, it's a hit. I'm trying to scroll through, but my computer sucks. The top soundtracks of all time. I think Lords of Dogtown has a great soundtrack. Straight Outta Compton had a good soundtrack. It's essentially NWA. Rain Over Me. Great Sandler movie. Also, just on the topic of Liar Liar, because we said Jim Carrey had a good one. Godzilla was a good soundtrack. Yeah, it was. Brain Stew, Godzilla remix, a Green Day. There's a Puff Daddy song with Jimmy Page that was big at the time. I think Rage Against the Machine had one, Jamiroquai. The GOAT soundtrack, guys. Top Gun from Delta Valley Jeff. I think I can name a couple songs from that one for sure.
Great Balls of Fire.
In Top Gun?
Yeah, they sing it in the bar.
Danger Zone? Kenny Loggins? I mean, that's a hit. CJ80M says, guys, late to the show. Almost said the real things. WTF is going on with King Henry? I'm one of the biggest Ravens fans, but this guy looks washed. Our O-line is pathetic. Lamar sacked 7 times. Did you guys see? Look how PO'd he was. If I was Lamar, I'd tell Eric DeCosta, if you don't get me a legit wide receiver and fire Zach, or I'm out. What a frustrating team. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to say that. Legit receiver threat. I mean, Zay Flowers, Bateman, pretty good. Hopkins, old. Mark Andrews looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
King Henry, yeah, I'm a little worried. A little worried about King Henry. But
I'm not.
At the same time, the Lions defense is pretty good. I thought they did a really good job just keeping him maintained for the most part. Well, we're also getting movies now. 51st Dates.
That is a good one. I like that.
That's a good one. Footloose for soundtrack.
Another Kenny Loggins hit. Much better than the Blake Shelton cover.
What does this mean? That's a pretty bad list, fellas. It sounds like you're naming the worst movies ever made from Truman. And then immediately, I completely texted the wrong number. My apologies. You guys are doing great again.
That is either a walk back or a really weird coincidence that we were talking about movies and he texted us incorrectly or accidentally saying we're naming the worst movies ever made.
But wrong number.
That's wild.
And the name changed. Previously signed Derek. Now it's Truman. We'll dig deeper into that one. Days of Thunder. Oh, Army Daryl. Good call on Forrest Gump. Ninja Turtles. Manhattan Mayhem. Great soundtrack. They had that one song from the Turtles movie with Wiz Khalifa. Shell Shocked. Hit. You heard it?
No.
Oh, man. It is I don't know. What do the kids call a good song now?
A banger?
Do they still say that?
I still say that.
It's a banger.
I'm hip with it.
Breaking news for Mighty Cobra. Jackson Dart to start week 4 for the Giants. We talked about that.
Did we talk about that?
But yeah, we can get into that a little bit more. And then just quickly for original track movie soundtracks, Bryan Adams did a deadly job on The Spirit, the animated horse movie. I thought that would be your pick.
It's right up there, but it's like Phil Collins on Tarzan, Elton John on The Lion King. Both, I believe, composed by... Oh, no, sorry. Hans Zimmer composed The Lion King and The Spirit soundtrack with Bryan Adams.
Well,
who's a legend.
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Some might say John Williams.
Yeah, he's right up there. It's a short list.
He's got a pretty good record as well. So, and then Phil Collins actually also did the Brother Bear soundtrack, which was also very good.
John Williams, the Home Alone work.
Star Wars, Jurassic Park. Every Spielberg movie, I think.
They're just hits after hits.
Indiana Jones, I think, as well, maybe.
Man, guy crushed it. What a legacy. We'll take a break here. When you, when we come back and you listen to us, hopefully, we'll get to some sports talk. Also, some more conversation here about soundtracks. Bonacore Greg says Space Jam, incredible. Yeah, Quad City DJs, man, unbelievable. Hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em low, hit 'em low. I think Chris Rock has a song in there. It is pretty good. There's no debating that. We'll take a break. More text when we get back. 1-833-414-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit ActionElectrical.net.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantor, proudly delivering world-class hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada since 2016. I'm thrilled to announce our in-house production of tool components and accessories for faster turnarounds and enhanced versatility. The future is here at Cantor.com.
Are you looking for safe and professional travel options? Look no further than Silent Rides, one of Alberta's premier bus charter companies. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer state-of-the-art motor coaches, first-class service, and affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information, call 1-877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Game. Sports 1440 is your front row seat to the wild world of sports. Local legends, national headlines, and everything in between. Your game, your station. This is Sports 1440.
Step into fall with Husqvarna and the Lawnmower Hospital. Husqvarna has chainsaws for the homeowner, farmer, rancher, or professional available in battery or gas-powered models. Take care of leaves quickly with the power of Husqvarna blowers. You'll find it all at the Lawnmower Hospital, and you can see the full selection at lawnmowerhosp.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
Score an A-plus deal on 5G Ultra Home Internet from Explore. Switch to incredible internet speeds and get a $100 gift card for a limited time. Upgrade today at explore.ca.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on the Ford you want. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca today.
Every coach needs a game plan. Plan your fantasy frenzy with Halley and Douglas right here on Edmonton's Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:25. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, and Sam the intern with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go pay him a visit. Say hello to Trent and the fine people at Will Hawk, and grab yourself a bag. I promise you, you will not regret it. Lots of text rolling in here. I'm thinking we might have to maybe on Tuesdays just do movie and TV show theme songs for the entire show. You know, like I think Tuesday used to be cheap Tuesday at the theaters. I don't know if that's still a thing, but that's how we can. Yeah, thumbs up from Josh. Okay, maybe that's how we work it in. Tuesdays, TV show and movie themes only for intro music, dude. The challenge has been laid out, and right now it goes to Sam. We just played Top Gun song, so Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone.
Great track.
So now we'll just have to
inspire the
going.
name of my slow pitch team.
The Top Guns?
The Danger Zone. Team Danger Zone. Technically the name.
The Mavericks. Chris says that song has gotten me speeding tickets. Man, it's weird how some music comes on and maybe you just drive a little worse. I think we talked about that before. There's a couple of Jimi Hendrix songs that just make me feel like
feel a little invincible for a few minutes.
Just a little bit. Stanley says Adam Sandler's the GOAT. The run of Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Mr. Deeds, Waterboy, Wedding Singer, and 51st Dates.
Wedding Singer, that's a good one. Kind of gets forgotten in the pantheon, I think, a little bit, but it actually might be one of his stronger films.
Truman just says, my mistake. I'm getting confused to who I'm ranting to. I guess it was you guys with the bad movie list.
What, just all the Adam Sandler
We
movies?
just listed Sandler's movies and a little Jim Carrey stuff.
He's not a Sandler guy, I guess.
People not feeling it. Dan N says best original soundtrack to Get Him to the Greek. I don't know the soundtrack to that one.
Never seen it.
You know what bugged me about that one?
Russell Brand.
He and Diddy are both in the movie.
Tough.
But anyways, Russell Brand plays a musician, and he's the character from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Right.
Jonah Hill is in the movie as like the main character, co-main character, co-star. He's also in Forgetting Sarah Marshall as like a employee at the resort. That's the only thing it's not that big of a deal. It's just a little thing. Obviously, Jonah's career skyrocketed after that. He went to starting movies. But just I don't like that. I think other shows have done that before too. 2.5 Men did it with a girl. She was like in like one of the earlier episodes with Charlie, and then the same actress is in it later on with
as a
Ashton
different
Kutcher.
character.
Yeah, but like more of like in the show more consistently. Like we're just supposed to forget it.
In Community, Paget Brewster played a head of the parking office in a season 4 episode, season 3 episode, and then she returns as a main character to the cast in season 6 as the new like administrator liaison to the dean's office lady.
Oh, really?
And she's great in that. Like when she's a full-time character, she's actually very funny. Most people probably know her from Criminal Minds, I would think. But yeah, that's just another example of that.
I mean, I get whatever. It's not that big a deal.
Just the stuff that keeps you up at night.
Just like little things like that. Cat Dad says one of the best soundtracks ever was Beavis and Butthead Do America. Didn't that have like the Chili Peppers Love Roller Coaster or whatever? Roller Coaster of Love?
Can't say I've seen it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That was like when I was like in grade 7. I think we rented it once from the old video store and didn't necessarily love it. Duke, I want to do a little role play with you here.
Oh, our favorite segment.
Brought to you by Elks Nation. 2 weekly podcasts with Eddie Steele, Declan Kruger, the most in-depth W football coverage you are going to find. Also, elksnation.ca. You can go read their articles. Gregor writes there as well. Go check it out. YouTube, podcast, wherever you get it from. I want to try to make you and I transform into, young football fans. But in this situation, you are a CFL fan. We just finished up our season playing for the Skona Lords. You're a long-time season ticket holder. Your family goes all the time to Elks games. I'm a guy who's unsure about it.
Okay.
Because I have a theory about these new rules. So let's just say we're walking down the street. You're like, hey man, you should come out to some of these games.
To the Elks game this weekend with me? They're playing the Riders. It's a great rivalry.
And then say something about like there's new rules.
But are the rules are we fast forwarding like it's a
just
year
like
from now?
You should be excited about these new rules,
Okay. Hey Connor.
Well, give me a youth name.
Hey Braxton.
Oh, hey Zayden, what's up?
I got tickets to the Elks game on Saturday. They're playing the Riders, and there's some new rules that make it a little more exciting and should encourage more scoring.
You think the youths will like it?
I think they will.
See, I prefer the NFL because I liked fantasy football. I like to bet, and I just have grown up seeing more NFL. Why should I? Like, what are the new rules?
Well, they actually make the game more similar to the American one. The field's now the same length, and the uprights are at the back of the end zone, so the passes to the could be potential touchdowns won't hit them.
Oh, wow. Massive.
It's a pretty big deal.
Shortening the field doesn't really interest me, but moving the uprights is kind of cool. I might check that out. Anything else?
They have an automatic play clock that now starts at 35 seconds, sort of like the NFL, just a different length.
Oh, they didn't have that before?
No.
Oh, that's silly.
And in case you were interested in the betting side of things, you no longer get a point for just missing a field goal to the back of the end zone. I don't know if you know, but that used to be the case.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Why would you reward failure?
Good question.
Anything coming in 2027?
The end zones are smaller.
Oh, so less scoring, potentially.
No, but more close. It's closer to the NFL. There was some talk that before the end zones were simply too large and not the same size across all fields in the league.
Duke, I mean, Braxton.
No, you're Braxton.
Oh, Zayden. Why why are some teams having their benches on the same side?
I don't know.
Is that going to change?
Yeah, that will change.
Oh.
So the chances of seeing fights on the same sideline are decreased.
Oh, well, that just makes sense.
Right.
Is that the only changes?
Yep.
Okay. That doesn't change that much for me. I don't know if I'm going to go still.
There's beer.
Now you got me.
Okay.
Are they a good team? Is there good talent?
Oh, yeah, there's lots of good talent.
Oh, maybe I'll go there. And see, my whole point is, I don't know how much these rules are really going to change anything. Like, if we're trying to gear it towards new fans, making it more like the NFL doesn't make it the NFL. It doesn't bring Patrick Mahomes to the CFL. You need good players. You need good games. You need good results. Like I said, I respect the league for doing these changes, trying new things, but I don't know. And maybe we got to talk to like Josh and like his friends group, 21 years old. That's who we're trying to get the game to. Maybe kids even younger than that. Do they care about these rules? Do they care about these minimal changes? I don't know. The heart of the game remains. Nathan Rourke, he was pretty outspoken about it after practice yesterday.
Which I'm going to be really honest, I thought was a little hypocritical. If he's like defending the Canadian nature of the game, he left this league to go try and play in the NFL. And it more money for him, better for his own way of life and things. But why are you tried to play that game?
Yeah.
And now you're condemning your current league for being more like that game.
And he said, I was proud to tell them about the game. And what were the things he said? Do you remember?
No, I thought I do.
It was
the exact
the extra yard, the extra player, and the waggle. Yeah, those haven't changed. Like those are your examples, but those are still in the CFL game.
Those rules are the same still, so you can still be proud about telling people about those things when you're south of the border.
I heard that. I'm like, he sounded very emotional. Like it almost sounded like there was like a quiver in his voice because it was like, man, like this. I could tell he was passionate about it. But with those examples, I just thought, well, those don't change. Like, I get why you're frustrated. I could understand if I was a player, you'd be ticked off that the rules
never consulted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if Gregor came in here and was like, hey guys, not major changes, but we're gonna have Declan host the show. Low Tide's gonna run the board. Nothing really changes. Connor, you got to work from home, and Brandon, you're gonna be here by yourself. Like, whatever. You'd make things work, but I can see why they're frustrated. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be too much of a change. I hope people are intrigued by it. I hope it gets more people in. But I also know that they're running the risk of alienating some of their diehard fans who are going to say, you know what? I don't need to go to games. I can watch on TV. I'm not that guy, but we had a lot of people texting in yesterday saying they're done.
So, but do you come out on the side that with the league where is at currently, that something needed to change, and this is where they landed on trying to change something?
I wasn't pounding the drum for I like the new Rouge rule. Like the Rouge will still happen. I loved missed field goals being returned. Like I thought that was such a fun element of the CFL.
But so now here's because Kevin this morning kept bringing up the fact that now the 35-yard line, you're there, it's 3rd and 10. What do you do? Attempt 57-yard field goal because the end zones are still 15 yards. You attempt a 57-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Do you try and like squib a punt down in there to maybe salvage a Rouge somehow if you got gunners going? If teams are more inclined to still like they're not confident, it's 3rd and 10, they're not going to go for it, but you got a kicker with leg, you're attempting a 57-yard field goal. I mean, like you can still see return kicks.
Yeah.
It's just like, because if they were missing a kick from the 30, well, you're not returning that one anyway. So I'm not quite as on board that it is going to be diminished, but I still don't see it being completely eliminated because if you're attempting long kicks, if they're short, you can still return them.
True, but like how often do we see it in the NFL?
Never.
Like end of the first half, teams trying a 67
but
yarder.
That's because every kicker in the NFL now can attempt field goals that are 65 yards.
Yeah.
No, like that's not the case in the CFL.
I think we're going to see more 3rd down.
Going for it, right? And so is that not what they're trying to do, to encourage more offense, less punting, less kicking wide left and taking your point and being happy?
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll see these coffin corners.
I said that the punters just have to get really good at just punting it like 45 yards now, and landing it at the 5 and rolling into the end zone.
They bring out like their backup receiver whose max range is 35.
Yeah, just drop kick it out there.
Let's go with you instead. Stanzi says, I agree with Duke so much on the Rourke thing. He can't complain because he left the CFL for the NFL. And yeah, that was one of those things I found a little bit hypocritical. It was like, man, you bolted the second you could. You went for
and then
it. And I don't blame you.
and now come back and be like, I love the CFL. If you love it so much, why did you leave?
I don't blame you. Go get the bag, right? Like, the NFL has the money. That's why I can't fault him for that, but it was just kind of one of those, like, side eyes. Yeah, okay. Tribbles in a Truck says, with all these changes, I think the only thing that changes is going to be more punting. That's about it.
I don't know. I think I probably see less punting.
I mean, it depends where we get it from, where the ball is, field position. Jimmy says, hey, guys, in my opinion, we don't have any superstars like we did back in the day with Gizmo, Doug Flutie, Warren Moon, the Rocket. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. I'm trying to think, like, and Ed Hervey got, like, torched by CFL fans for this, saying there's no superstars in the league. But when you think, like, superstars, like,
and we're not even talking Warren Moon or Gizmo Williams, like guys that, NFL caliber players playing the CFL. Like, we're talking, is there anybody even on the level of Ricky Ray? Who, yes, he is one of the greatest to ever play in this league, but there's no quarterbacks like that in the NFL or in the CFL right now.
Well, and like, let's take it out of Edmonton. Like, there's not a Anthony Calvillo.
No.
There's not a G. Roy Simon or Jermaine
The closest
Copeland.
we have is Bo Levi Mitchell, and he is at the end of his career. He's 38 years old?
Yeah.
And the kind of thing is, when he was in his prime, there were still, I still don't think, I love Bo Levi. I'm pound on the table. He's one of the best the league has ever seen. But I still don't think he is that premier talent, even at the level of a guy like Ray or Calvillo that we've seen in our lifetime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, go to running backs. Like, there's not a Mike Pringle. Trying to think of more legendary
Chad
running
Owens, kick return. The Flying Hawaiian.
Chad Owens was a heck of a player.
He was exciting.
He was a good player. But like, so right now, Dietrich Mills, James Butler, both pretty good players, but not a household name, not like a superstar. And part of it could be with like maybe the diminished popularity of the CFL, that people just aren't watching highlights and not necessarily knowing. Like, these guys are unbelievable athletes. You just have to go to a game, or for the sake of Brandon and I, we're lucky enough we get to go down to practice and see them. Unbelievable athletes, but just maybe it's more so the state of the game. Keon Hatcher's having a heck of a season. Kenny Lawler in Hamilton, like 11 touchdowns. Next closest, like 7 when it comes to receiving touchdowns. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a time when Montreal was in town, you were going to watch that because you wanted to see Ben Cahoon, Jermaine Copeland, obviously Anthony Calvillo. I don't know if the star power gets people out to games anymore. You guys are offside from Gord Oil. Just because he left to try his game in the NFL has nothing to do with his love for the rules in the CFL. Like saying you like steak, so you can't enjoy chicken. The old Twitter argument.
But
I love steak.
You can still prefer one over the other, and he preferred to try his hand in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for that. Like,
No, I know. That's what I mean. I'm not holding it against him, but I just thought the outspoken nature of his response the day of, and like you said, Connor, the examples he used are not pertinent to the conversation at hand.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of just needing to get out there, like, I'm sure it was at practices or whatever, and they asked him, he could have said, yeah, I need a chance to look it over and maybe get a full understanding. Like, the players were not consulted, which tells us that they got this news the exact same time the rest of us did.
Yeah.
And if you're at practice when that news comes down, sure, you read it off the timeline. Did you take a second to fully digest?
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure, the only back and forth he had was probably with teammates beforehand.
Yeah.
And they reacted like any employee would. I don't like it. So I like like that he went out there and spoke, like the emotion. Would love to see if he walks any of it back today or tomorrow. Just saying, you know what? Got a little heated, looked at it, but we'll see. We'll see. Love that he actually spoke to the media and had a little go at it, though. Just quickly here. Spruce Grove Steve says, hey, guys, time-sensitive request. Would you trade Cortland Sutton and Trey Benson for Rice and Tracy. Tracy's a throw-in. It's more Rice, I think, will be a league winner when he returns. Please text me your response. Oh, it's not in his work track. Okay, well, Rashee Rice for Cortland Sutton and Trey Benson. I think Benson's going to be a really good pickup.
No James Conner.
Exactly. If
Like,
I had him, I would be trading him.
He is de facto RB1. I do think Rice, probably an upgrade on Sutton, but he's out for still 3 more games.
Yeah.
6-week suspension, right? I mean, if you're desperate, like Cortland Sutton's not some scrub receiver. He's still very reliable, the top receiver on that team. Although Troy Franklin's been getting a lot more love here early in the season. So that's a tough one.
I say if you're close to the top of the league and you have the running back depth, sure.
Yeah.
Like if Trey Benson's not going to start for you, sure, go for it. But otherwise, I don't think I'd make that trade. Bird says he was upset the players didn't have a say. Completely fair by Nathan. Yeah, and that I get, but we've heard that they've tried to make rule changes in the past, and the players have just said no.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
sometimes the owners are going to take that step because they are the ones who
pay the bills,
pay these players. You're an employee at the end of the day.
And I think the same sort of argument, and I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it in its entirety, but there's a lot of discussion around the impact on youth football, right? And no consultation was done with youth sports or high school football across the country to get their thoughts on it.
They did talk to youth sports.
It's but here's the thing. What do you think their thoughts on it are going to be? They're going to, same thing. They're just going to say, no, leave it as is, because that makes our lives, our operations more complicated to change fields, to implement new rules with players that are.
Go ahead.
I just mean, if you're upset that they didn't consult and was well, they're consulting and they just say no. That now U Sports has a decision to make that if they're going to follow suit or go against the grain and say no, we're going to keep playing the old rules.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening, but they could.
Now the problems at a grassroots level is, painting fields, moving uprights. Those things cost money. Colleges can do it. It's going to cost them, but they can do it. But if you're 7 years old, with all due respect, these rules don't impact you at all.
That's
what the CFL does not change how you play football. You still have to tackle. You still have to run routes. You still have to block. And if at the end of the day, the best of the best go to college, and that's where the rule changes, can they adapt to a shorter field? Yes. Can they adapt to a shorter end zone? 100%. And even I think at the high school level, they'll make those changes. So that one, I know financially it's not great for these places, but these rules aren't going to impact the soul of the game. You still got the waggle. You still got the yard off. They'll be okay. The kids will be all right. They're very adaptable. We'll take a break here. 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy. You're on Sports 1440. Also streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Edmonton Elks Indigenous Celebration is back, presented by No Frills. September 27th versus the Saskatchewan Roughriders, featuring Indigenous dance and drum halftime performances, pregame makers market, and the unveiling of our brand new Indigenous gear. Tickets at GoElks.com.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations. Okay. Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting at the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
Jason Greger isn't just a sports guy. He's a community builder. With over $2 million raised for local charities and his Greger Foundation, he's making a difference on and off the air. Check out Greger weekday afternoons on Sports 1440.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Breaking down the co-captain, the assistant to the co-captain, the water boy, and the quarterback all in one play. Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. Thanks for checking out Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:48. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Listen on the AM dial, iHeart, our website, Radio Player Canada. Tune in. Maybe you're watching on Facebook, X, YouTube, or Instagram, or the podcast. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Whatever way you do it, we aren't going to argue it. It's all good. Text line 1-833-401-1440. Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Tuesday, game day, coming up next. Lowdown with Low Tide. Donovan Paulson will be in studio. They'll do Hi, My Name Is. Also, of course, Declan Kruger. It's going to be a busy studio. 5 strapping young lads in here. Low Tide returns. The married man.
He's a brand new man.
They'll also probably have DNB on.
Yep.
So,
yeah, Declan tweeted the lineup.
Oh, good.
DNB, Donovan. I think that's it. Rumors.
Yeah. NHL rumors, of course. And then at 2 o'clock, from 2 to 6, it is the Jason Greger show. We'll have Terry Ryan, Stretty, Spec, me, Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. He's in the house today. He beat me here today.
Tough luck.
Well, I got boxed in. I went to an establishment to bring in some treats for you guys, some leftovers, and someone backed out beside me, boxed me in, and then got out of their car to throw away garbage.
So, like, you were parked in a parking stall, not in the drive-through?
Yeah. Parking stall,
and they just like backed, like kind of like perpendicular to you, boxing you in.
Backed out, like pulled up, so I couldn't get out, and then went in through garbage in the garbage can.
Wild move.
Multiple trips, and then like very, very slow. I think to
were you
pull away.
where you're like, did you have it in reverse so they could see that we're trying to leave?
I don't remember.
I would have just laid on the horn.
I was looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, this is
getting slightly dicey.
Good thing I fired my tweet off while waiting in line. But yeah, we made it work. Anywho, keep it locked here on Sports 1440. Even if you're having a bad day, things will get better as it rolls on here. Yeah, Aaron says, refresh my memory. How much did the offer sheet come in for Dylan Holloway again? But they can give Podzilla 2.95. Not saying I don't like it, but that money could have been spent a little better. Well, as we say, situations are situational. Things change.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
That Holloway contract looks pretty good for the Blues right now.
Not too shabby. Cameron's Chris says, what's stopping the changing to them changing the rules like to the NFL? Maybe we can become a farm league. We would like to see more, or we'd see more talent. I love the CFL, but it needs more changes to grab the youth. Yeah, but if you're a farm league, you're not getting top-end talent. They're all going to go to the pro league. And then whenever you have a star who shows out, they're gone the next year because the NFL wants them, which is kind of the case already. But eventually guys settle in here.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this yesterday right after the presser that we never really see this happening because there's only 9 CFL teams. So if you're talking about making a developmental league, like NFL rosters or like football rosters are so big, how are you going to have 32 teams development program put into 9 Canadian football teams?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no sniff. And you can say, oh, just add more teams. Like, is that really a solution? The NFL already has a developmental league. It's called the NCAA.
Yeah.
And the way the NCAA is trending, it's more likely that will become a version of pro sports that you play while attending school.
I mean, they're being paid like it, some of them. Mike says, I don't recall the NHL consulting the minor leagues when they changed their rules. Yeah, it's true. It is true. Tiger says, the best thing about being on YouTube now is I can pause and then play you guys. Yeah, you can. It's like TV. Just pause us. Go to do whatever you have to do. Come back and watch us again later. Just make sure you always come back. EG says that I'm not a CFL guy. It's boring as hell to watch, but these new rules have intrigued me to want to watch. Okay, EG. Well, you're one then. That's one. Anyone else, please do let me know. Have the new rules done enough for you to check in? And I mean, keep in mind, fully it won't be in for 2 years. I really like the play clock. I'm surprised that rule wasn't done earlier. I think that's a really good one. As I've said, players on their own sideline, that should just be automatic. I don't know why we'd ever have teams on the same sides. Just seems crazy in football, especially substitutions and such. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting for sure. King of Four Nasty. Between Kelsey arguing with the coach and Henry fumbling balls, I do have some concerns with my lineup in fantasy football. Well, Kelsey argues with the coach a lot. Pretty sure he got into it in the Super Bowl once. They just have that relationship, I think.
Yeah, and because King of Fortnite's earlier text was specifically about that. Is this? He said he saw it during the game, and then the broadcast made it sound like it's not the first time. Yeah, no, it's far from. Travis Kelsey, intense guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a reason he's one of the best tight ends to play as a pass catcher. Anyway, maybe not so much on the blocking side, but I wouldn't worry about it too much because when push comes to shove, Reed, Kelsey, Mahomes, they have a great track record of playing their best when it matters the most. They're going to be in a little bit tougher this year with some injuries elsewhere on the offense, but I wouldn't be too worried about that. I also think that it's going to be water on the bridge because this is going to be Travis Kelsey's last year.
Randy in the hat. They already play different rules in high school and junior high school. Also forgetting what 9-man football leagues, 6-man football leagues where the dimensions are already different. I don't see how these rules in the CFL are going to affect amateur football. And Randy, I agree with you. Like you'll adapt as you go up here. And the ones that go play south will adapt to another set of rules, but the fundamentals of football will remain the same. Will says, Trivia Tuesday. Who was the quarterback for the Chargers last time they were 3-0? Drew Brees. 2002.
Nice.
That's not, yeah. That was like I believe they won the division that year, or it might have been the next, and I still have my like long sleeve gray AFC West Championship shirt. I thought that was a big deal back then. Danger Zone made me excited at work. Delta Valley Jeff, thank you. Well, thank the young intern. Good pick there. Hey, boys, let's start a pool to guess the day that the CFL has to roll back some of their new rollouts. The ridiculous 55-yard line emission will be numero uno to go. I mean, you can't go back and forth, can you, Hacksaw? Snip, snap, snip, snap. Do you know how painful that is? It's going to be tough. Oh, a lot of text rolling in here. Keep the text rolling in here. We do appreciate it. Wrong again. When the NHL changes rules, they are changed the year before in the minor league to find out how they work. That's minors. But does that trickle down to Tom Thumb? I mean, Cordo, you're right.
When I was a kid, it was called dynamite hockey.
They do test it in the minors, but that's not amateur. That's still professional, right? So a little different there. We'll take a break and come back in 23 hours. Right now, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. Donovan Paulson, Declan Kruger. It's going to be a loaded studio. Donovan's got his Grizzly Energy Rocket Pop. It's going to be a good show. Thank you guys for tuning in. For everyone in the studio, we'll be back and do it again tomorrow. Let's get to a Sports 1440 update with Sam, the intern, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
The Oilers have signed forward Vadilski Vasily Podkolzin to a 3-year contract with an AAV of $2.95 million. Podkolzin had 8 goals and 16 assists last season. Oilers preseason game tonight going up against the Winnipeg Jets at 6 p.m. for some other games happening in the NFL. The NHL, Flyers taking on the Canadiens. Senators head to Toronto to face off against the Leafs. And the Kraken take the ice tonight against the Flames. Lots of games in the MLB today as the Jays look to hold on to the top of the American League as they take the field against the Red Sox tonight at 5:07. Yankees look to defend home against the White Sox at 5:05, and the Tigers head to Cleveland looking to get a win over the Guardians. In the NFL, rookie quarterback Jackson Dart takes the starting spot on the Giants as Russell Wilson has been benched after their Week 3 loss against the Chiefs. Former Bengals running back Rudy Johnson has passed away earlier today. Johnson had an all-star career with 49 touchdowns and over 5,900 yards. In the WNBA, playoffs continuing. The Mercury taking on the Lynx at 5:30. And later today, the Fever going up against the Aces at 7:30. And coming up on the show, it's the Lowdown with Low Tide. And this has been your